Sai Raman and all. So, in the previous session, the lesson A Day in the Ashram, we discussed about the writer C.F. Andrews and who established Shantiniketan, what is highlighted in Shantiniketan, what kind of education did the ashram give to the students, how it prepares the children for the future. They should be ready to face the challenges of life. Correct? Then, so what kind of education do we need today? We need an education which should make the boys, the students stand on his leg, stand on their legs. It should make a student self-reliant, self-confident. He should be ready to face the challenges of life. He should be ready to face the troubles of life. He should be ready to overcome those challenges, those problems. That kind of education we need today. We need man-making education. We need an education which should mold the character of the child, shape the character of the child. He should be physically and mentally fit. Correct? Yeah. Now see what is highlighted here. So who wrote the lesson? C.F. Andrews. About what? About Shantiniketan. Who established Shantiniketan? Rabindranath Tagore. Tagore established. It was a unique school. See, how did he try to describe the activities of Shantiniketan? He thought that it is better to take the activities of a particular day. If he describes the activities that is going on in the ashram, then we can understand very easily. So he decided to take a lesson day's activities. So come to the first paragraph. Words, he says, words cannot picture to you the beauty of Shantiniketan. Our own poet and teacher, whom we call Gurudeva, has named it in his song, the darling of our hearts, and it is worthy of the name. All who have visited the ashram, old and young alike, have felt its inner beauty growing more and more upon them. See, words cannot, he says, words cannot picture to you. What is picture? Words cannot picture to you. It's a verb. Describe. Words cannot describe what? Something. How? Clearly. So, it is the beauty of Shantiniketan is beyond description. No words to describe the beauty of Shantiniketan. That is highlighted. Words cannot. Words are, too weak to describe. It is beyond description. Cannot, not able to. Words are not able to describe the beauty of Shantiniketan. Such a beautiful, such a wonderful place. Which one? Shantiniketan. He says, picture. If it is used as a noun, chitra anta ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಚಿತ್ರಿಸು, ವರ್ಣಿಸು. ವರ್ಬ್ ಆದರೆ ಕ್ರಿಯಾಪದ ಆದರೆ, ನೌನ್ ಆದರೆ ಯಾವುದು? ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಇನ್ ಎ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್, ಐ ಡ್ರಾ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ನೌನ್ in a sentence. So words cannot picture into passive. You know how to change into passive. To you, what? The beauty of Shantiniketan. Beauty, Saundarya. Beautiful, Saundaryavada, Sundaravada. Beautifully, Sundaravagi. Parts of speech. Adverb. The beauty of Shantiniketan means the beauty of Shantiniketan cannot be described in words. Our own poet and teacher. Who is our poet? Who is our teacher? Whom we call Gurudeva. We call him Gurudeva. So who is called Gurudeva? Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore is called Gurudeva. Has named it. He has named it. He has, present perfect tense. Who has named it? Rabindranath Tagore has named it. What? In his song, The Darling of Our Hearts, this is the name given to that school. What is that? The darling of our hearts. Darling means what? Darling means beloved. Beloved. Darling means beloved. Someone who seems very nice, generous and friendly. He is called darling. Muddina. Kannadadalli heludadre. So what did he say? What did he call? He called it the darling of our hearts. Very pleasing, very friendly, very nice, very dear, dear too. And it is worthy of the name. Worthy means what? Worthy means having worth. Having worth. Deserving. Worthy means deserving. Worthy means having worth. Suitable, what you say? And this name is the suitable name. It's also correct. Worthy, suitable. Unworthy is the opposite. Worth, worthless is the opposite. Deserving, ಯೋಗ್ಯವಾದಂಥ ಹೆಸರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. And it is worthy of the name, suitable name for it. All who have visited, those people who have visited, those persons who have visited, who is the relative pronoun? All who have visited is present perfect tense. I have, we have, you have, he has, she has, it has, they have. We should learn all these things. Subject verb agreement, it's called. Have visited the ashram, old and young alike. There is a question, see that. What is that? Which phrase used in the paragraph 1 means both the old and young people? So which phrase? This is the phrase. Which one? Young, old and young alike. What is alike? It is not alike. It is alike. Alike means similar. Similar. Alike, having a resemblance. Resemble means whole. Having means irudu. What? Resemblance. Resemble whole. Old and young alike. There is no discrimination. Everyone feels very happy. Even the child, even the grown up, even the old person can enjoy the same beauty, same wonder. Everyone's heart is captured there. The nature of Shantiniketan would capture every heart. without any discrimination. That is the uniqueness. Have felt, feel present, felt past participle, feel, felt, have felt. What? It's other inner beauty, inner beauty growing more and more upon them. So that means every person who has visited the place Shantiniketan will be influenced by the beauty of Shantiniketan. I think he got. Come to the second paragraph. Read the first paragraph silently. Finish. Now come to the second paragraph. If I were to describe to you one day in the ashram with the boys, that would perhaps best bring home to you its inner beauty. Long before sunrise, like the birds in our own Amloki groves, our boys are awake. The choristers are the first to rise, and they go round the ashram singing their morning hymn. You can hear the voices in the distance drawing nearer, and then the sound dies away as the choir passes on to another part of the ashram, and then again it comes near and nearer. The beauty of the sound in the silent morning air and the sense of joy and reverence which it brings give peace to the soul. Say how beautiful. If I were to describe, when do we use I were? Supposition. If I were the Prime Minister of India, correct? I would do something great. But I am not the Prime Minister. It is the supposition. It is the belief. Suppose, bahushaha, adre. ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ ನಾವು. If I were, suppose I am the Prime Minister of India, like that. So here, if I were, conditional clause, if I were, past tense, if I were to describe to you one day, so he wanted to describe a day's activities, a day's incidents in the ashram with the boys, that description would, ಆ ವಿವರಣೆ ಒಂದು ದಿನದ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿಗಳ ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, that would perhaps ಬಹುಶಃ best bring home. What is bring home? Bring home. To make clear to the mind. To make understandable. Understandable and clearer. You can understand the activities clearly. That is why I decided to describe a day's activity from morning till night, from morning till next morning. Bring home ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Long before sunrise, so he describes. Long before sunrise, sunrise, set, rise, set, sunrise, sunset, sunrise, opposite, sunset, sunrise, sunset, rise present, rose past, risen past participle, rise, rose, risen, get up, rise means get up. Then one more rise is there. Which one? Raise. Past tense, raise. Past participle, raised. What is raise means? If the teacher says, raise your hand, which raise? This one or this one? This one is correct. Raise your hand. Raise means lift. Lift. This one can be used as adjective also. Past participle and present participle, ing form can also be used as adjectives. Story. What kind of story? Interesting story. Present participle used as adjective. Interesting is adjective. Correct? Here, raised. Raised platform. There is a raised platform in our classroom for the teacher. Correct? Raised means elevated. ಎತ್ತರಿಸಿದ್ದು ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ರೈಸ್ ಲಿಫ್ಟ್, ರೈಸ್ ಸನ್ ರೈಸ್, ಗೆಟ್ ಅಪ್ ಅಂತ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಲಾಂಗ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಸನ್ರೈಸ್. ವೆನ್? ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಸನ್ರೈಸ್. ಲೈಕ್ ದ ಬರ್ಡ್ಸ್. ಎಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಡೂ ಯು ಗೆಟ್ ಅಪ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್? ಯಾ, early in the morning we say. Sometimes we lie. Am I right? So at what time we get up? Answer me. Okay? Like the birds. So the boys in Shantiniketan are compared to the birds. When do the birds get up? At what time do the birds get up? Birds get up early in the morning. Getting up early in the morning, the birds make the people get up. How? By chirping. By hearing the word, by hearing the sound of birds, we get up. So here the boys are compared. There is a similarity between the boys and the birds in their work. Using the word like. So, like the birds, in our own Amloki grows. Amloki is a meaning is given there. What is that? A tree, like a mango tree. A tree which resembles mango tree, which is similar to mango tree. ಮಾವಿನ ಮರದ ಹಾಗೆ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಮರ ಯಾವುದದು? Amloki tree grows. What is a groove? Grove means a group of trees. Group of mango trees, mango grove. ಮರಗಳ ತೋಪು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ನಾವು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಯಾರು? Birds live on that tree. Amloki grows like those birds. ಅದರ ಹಾಗೆ our boys are awake. Awake means rise from sleep. Correct? Rise from sleep. Awake opposite asleep. Awake. Awoke. Awoken. Present tense, past tense, past participle. Awake opposite asleep. Our own boys, our boys are awake. They get up early in the morning means the birds get up early in the morning. In the same way, our boys get up early in the morning and begin their work early in the morning. Where? In Shantiniketan. So there is a moral principle which can be followed everywhere in even and even us also. What is that? Getting up early in the morning. Correct? The choristers are the first to rise. Who are the choristers? Meaning is given there. Members who sing in the choir of a church. They are called choristers. Remember, one word substitute. The choristers, the singers, the group of singers are the first to rise. So, who are the first to rise? One, the birds in the ashram. Then, the choristers, they would get up early in the morning. They would get up first. Then, what do they do after getting up? And it's a conjunction, joining word. They go round the ashram. Who goes round the ashram? They means choristers. A singers, group of singers, ashramada suttalu ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಹೇಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ? Singing, ಹಾಡು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ. Their morning hymn. Hymn means sacred song. HYMN means sacred song. Prayer. ನಾವು ಹೇಳೋದಾದರೆ of psalm, singing their morning hymn. Then how it helps the children? You can means everyone in the ashram, every child in the ashram. You can, you are able to, can means ability. You are able to hear. See the homophones. What is a homophone? What is a homophone? Spelling different, meaning different, pronunciation same. Maybe root also different. Such words, group of words are called homophones. Correct? For example, here, which word is given there? Here. Here present, heard past, heard past participle. Now, is there any difference between hear and listen? Yeah, there is a difference. Hear means, listen means, we pay attention intentionally. That is listening. I listen to the teacher's suggestion. I listen to the teacher's lesson. We pay attention, intentional hearing. Correct? ಉದ್ದೇಶಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಕೇಳ್ತೇವೆ, ಹೀಗೆ ಕೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. Correct? Hear means it comes to our mind, we are doing any other work. It enters and leaves the ear. Am I right? Yeah, here, we do not pay much attention to hearing. So when we are doing our lesson, some noises from outside enters our ear. So that is hearing. So here and here are homophones. Now frame a sentence. Try to find the difference between these two words using them in sentences of your own. How to frame? Fill in the blank with the suitable word. It's a homework for you. Do it. You can hear the voices in the distance. Whose voices? Choristers' voices. So first we can hear it from a distant place. Distance noun, distant adjective. Drawing nearer. Draw nearer means draw near. Come closer. Move closer. Means it comes towards us. It moves towards us. Drawing nearer and nearer. Near, nearer, nearest. Degrees of comparison. Near present. Near positive. Nearer comparative. Nearest place superlative degree. and then the sound dies away. What is a die away? Die away. It comes nearer and nearer and nearer, and then the sound dies away. Means become gradually smaller and smaller and smaller, or slower and slower, and or weaker. Weaker. And what happens? Finally stops. Finally stops. That's the meaning of die away. And then the sound dies away. When? As means when. It indicates time. So when does it die away? It dies away as the choir passes on to another part of the ashram. It comes nearer and nearer and nearer. We can we will hear the sound loudly. Then it moves away from us to the another part of the ashram and dies away and stops. We cannot hear. Why? When it reaches the other part of the ashram, another part of the ashram, and then again comes nearer and nearer. Again for the second time, second round, when it comes nearer and nearer, and then again it comes nearer and nearer. The beauty of the sound, the joy of the sound, the melody of the sound. In the silent morning, silent, noisy. Noisy area, adjective. Silent area. In the silent morning air, it was cool. It was a silent morning, no disturbance. We can hear only the sound of the choristers. So it beautifies the environment. It beautifies the nature. Morning air and the sense. Sense means feeling, bhavane. Sense, feeling. And the feeling of joy. Opposite, sorrow. Joys and sorrows. Joy means happiness. And reverence. Reverence means what? Reverence, deep respect. Reverence means deep respect or admiration, pleasure, high esteem or love. These are the meanings. So the beauty of the sound brings us joy, brings us happiness, brings us pleasure, brings us reverence, love. Everything which it brings give peace to the soul. The beauty brings peace to the soul. Another word is there, peace. So these are the homophones. It is there for the examination. Homophone. Peace means, for example, India is a peace-loving country. Everyone wants peace. This one. Shanti. Peace, chalk piece. The glass fell down and broke into pieces. This one. Opposite of peace is war. Correct? So what brings peace to the soul? The joyful sound. The joy which the sound or the chorister's song brings peace to the soul. So in the morning itself, everyone would get up, how? With a cool mind, with a peaceful mind, silent mind, no disturbance, no violence. Correct? Well begun is half done. The same way. Now see the pronouns. Pronouns used. Pronouns. Subject verb agreement. Very important. The pronouns are I, we, you, he, she, it, they. These are the pronouns. Now the verbs, see. Primary auxiliary. What are the primary auxiliaries? Do, be, have. Am I right? Now, present tense. I do the homework. Present. I do the homework. We do the homework. You do the homework. He does the homework. She does the homework. Correct? It does the homework. They do the homework. I work hard. We work hard. You work hard. He works hard. Where do we use as present tense? Third person. She works hard. It works hard. They work hard. Now, past tense form. Past is I did the homework. We did the homework. You did the homework. He did the homework. She did the homework. It did the homework. They did the homework. Same, no change in past tense. If I take the word work, I worked yesterday. We worked yesterday. You worked yesterday. He worked yesterday. She worked yesterday. It worked yesterday. They worked yesterday. Remember the change. Correct? So every verb in a sentence, if it is present tense, changes like this. Correct? Yeah, learn this one and note down this one, this table in your notebook. Correct? Next period we shall continue the other parts. Sai Ram.